Hi guys, it's Troy coming at you from sunny London town with another video. Now what I want to talk to you about this time is finding yourself. Now that sounds ridiculously hippie-ish and woo-woo. I get it, but bear with me, because what's the reason for this? Well, because we want you to achieve charisma. Now, how do you achieve charisma? Well, if you've watched the last couple of videos, you'll see that I've been saying that in order to achieve charisma, you have to reach deep inside yourself, understand yourself, and then find a way to communicate that to other people. So whether it's girls that you're meeting in day game or in bars or in clubs or in your social circle or in coffee shops, whatever it is, or whether it's business colleagues or whether it's people that you want to network with or whether it's friends, anything. In order to come across authentically, in order to be charismatic, you have to communicate yourself, and to do that first, you have to know who you are. So, I want to get into some more practical details about this today, because yesterday, or the last video, was a little bit sort of top line, if you like, in terms of the fact that you need to do it. So now let's put some meat on the bone and tell you how you can find out who you really are. Now, the first thing that you need to do is, and there's 5 points here, by the way, so I'm going to go through them one by one. The first one, number one, is you need to take a week off social media. In fact, all media. You need to take a week off social media, and you need to take a week off normal media. And the reason for that is you're being inundated with messages the whole time, videos with people like me talking about stuff like this. You need to cut it all off for a bit, because you need to allow yourself the space and the time, and most importantly, the headspace to think for yourself. Well, to think for yourself, that's the point, isn't it? You need to be able to get away from all of these messages that are hitting your brain the whole time, just for a little bit, so that you can get some clarity and you can start to listen to what's happening inside, you know, where you're really coming from. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do. The second thing I want you to do, and this comes from a book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, which I would recommend. If you haven't read it, I would highly recommend that you have a look at that book. It's a general sort of text about becoming a writer, becoming an artist, and so on. But there's a technique in there that's really, really helpful. It's helped me a load over the years, and that is to do morning pages. So every morning when you get up, roll out of bed, do whatever your normal, first thing in the morning routine is, and then you get your pad out and you write 3 pages of writing, longhand, no forethought, no planning, nothing like that. It doesn't matter what comes out, it doesn't matter if it's gobbledygook, whatever, just write. Because the reason for that is you're bypassing your conscious mind. You're trying to get the subconscious out on paper, and because you're not being influenced by media, what you're going to start to get is more of what's really you, rather than what's been sort of programmed in there by society, if you like. Okay, so that's the first thing, is to take a media detox. The second thing is to do morning pages. Okay, now, the next thing I want you to do is to take a trip on your own. So it could be to somewhere you've never been to before, it could be somewhere that you've always wanted to go, or, and I did this a few years ago, it could be to somewhere that has some personal significance to you. I, for example, took a trip myself a few years ago back to a place where I grew up, and the reason for that was I just felt like in doing it would bring me back to something elemental about myself, and it really did. Just wandering around the town where I grew up, I hadn't been back for years, it kind of put me in touch with my younger self, and it stripped away some of the years, if you like, and it allowed me to get a little bit closer to something that's elemental inside of me. So take a trip, or alternatively you could go somewhere beautiful, you could go to a log cabin in the hills, you could go to a city you've always wanted to be at. It doesn't really matter, but you need to go on your own, and you need to take that time out so you can really think for yourself uninterrupted. The next thing I want you to do, this is point number 4, is to meditate. Now, meditation is a whole topic in itself. We can get into that in another video. But look, keep it simple. It doesn't have to be incredibly woo-woo. All you need to do, all I do when I'm in my meditation phase, is just sit down, set the timer for 5 minutes, set the timer for 10 minutes, and just sit there and reflect and try to keep my mind empty. But I don't worry too much if my mind's not empty, because that's just part of the process. Thoughts are going to come in. So you observe the thoughts, you allow thoughts to enter your mind, you try to get back to an equilibrium where you're not thinking, your mind is blank. But if thoughts come in, they come in, because that's just human, that's just natural. So don't beat yourself up about it. But try to get into that practice of meditating every day. You can do it after you've done the morning pages, and that way, it's going to it's just going to help you to sort of get in touch with yourself, if you like. It's just going to help you to open your mind, and because you've taken out the media, because you've taken out the extraneous stuff, and especially if you do it on a trip where you're away from home, you're away from your normal routine, the normal people that you see, really all that's left is you, because what we're trying to do here is get to the essence of you. And then the next thing is I want you to make sure that you do running, do swimming, do cycling, do some sort of cardiovascular exercise. And the reason for that is because when you do that, that puts you into that sort of trance state. So it's another form of meditation, except it's a physical form of meditation. So I'm really keen that you would try to incorporate that as well. And the final thing that I would say is that during this period when you're doing this, you should always carry a notebook with you at all times, because what you're going to find is that thoughts and ideas and inspirations are going to come into your mind, and you've got to be able to record them. So, I mean, I often keep notes on my phone, but equally I carry around a paper notepad as well with a pen, so I can write things down at any time. Now, when you've done all of this, and I recommend that you do this for a period of at least a week, certainly the media blackout for a week. If you can do it for a month, that's great, that's even better. I just want you to write down the notes each time, and what you're being left with is you. What you're being left with is the distilled version of you that's less sort of influenced by media, that's less influenced by the outside world, and that is really, really key, because we're going to use this stuff in the next phase, which is going to be about putting together your persona that you're going to present to the world in its sort of authentic, raw and unfurnished form. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel below. Do sign up to my email list. So emails go out 5 days a week on this sort of topic, on dating, on life, on all kinds of different things. So get onto that free daily email below. And also right now you can buy my pack of 10 books about dating, which is called Renegade Dating Blueprint, for the ridiculously low sum of just $39, again on the link below. So do click that link and take advantage of that amazing offer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like, share it, all of that stuff, and I will see you again very soon. Bye bye.